Mihoyo has just announced more events and rewards to commemorate Genshin Impact's 1-year anniversary, but in doing so, it aggravated part of the community. Let's talk about that, and why the anniversary is looking to be a disaster before it even begins. So, what has been happening? Well, just in case you haven't heard, Genshin Impact released around this time last year, and so to commemorate its 1-year anniversary, Mihoyo has planned something very special for us fans, as is customary for just about every other gacha game that exists. So I'll split everything that Mihoyo has announced down into pieces. Part 1 is the web events. These are small, but the first will be reliving your experiences from playing the game over the last year, and everyone will get various endgame goodies like Mora, Heroes Wits, maybe even Primos. We don't know too much about this, but they'll explain it later. And the second event is super spicy. Get this. Players can create an anniversary card, which will double as a raffle ticket, where 10% of participants can win a Blessing of the Welkin Moon, priced at $5 US. How awesome does that sound? 10% chance at $5. But what did the losers get? 100,000 Mora. That is so horribly executed that it's laughable, adding in even more RNG elements to a gacha game. If you thought that 108 Primo Gem event way back when was poorly done, they have outdone themselves here. This should have just been an all or nothing deal. You give everyone who does this a Blessing of the Welkin Moon. If for some reason it can't be done, financially or whatever, then just give everyone 100,000 Mora and some Primo Gems. 108 Primo Gems if you want, doesn't really matter. This is just gonna make so many people mad, and it's so bad, adding in even more gacha, which is the most aggravating thing already. I don't understand why they're doing this. But whatever, it's still technically something free, and it's low effort to do. But let's move on to part 2, because this is where things start to turn downhill. For the other part of the web events, Mihoyo has gracefully decided to host a slew of competitions for the many players who create wonderful works that help promote the game that they love. This includes things such as art, cosplays, videos, and even in-game photos and screenshots that have special moments from the time playing the game. There's a puzzle and a memory event that only have 1,000 winners that win 100 Primo Gems. Yes, that's not a typo. 1,000 people won't even win a single roll. That's not even the real issue though. I remember that they've had previous art competitions as well, but I never really looked into them much because I never entered them. But in doing the research for this, I looked at a couple of the other past events, and all the rewards for all of them have not been that great. They have maybe 100 or so winners, and everyone else gets screwed. There's tons of people that receive nothing, which is extremely sad for all the effort that they put into this. I don't think Mihoyo really realizes just how many artists are out there for a game this large. Or maybe they just do and they don't care. The problem is that this community and this game have grown so big, and Mihoyo has grossed so much money that it really feels like a kick to the face that they can't even truly thank all of these wonderful artists and cosplayers for all the work that they've done. Technically, no company needs to, and more than likely, most of these people already do it anyway because it's their hobby. But the problem is that this is supposed to be Mihoyo's way of giving back to these people, as their way of saying thank you for all the time and effort you've put into supporting and promoting our game over the last year. And what they're actually doing is saying thanks to a handful of people and telling the rest of them to eat dirt. It really feels like Mihoyo's PR team just wanted a way to get the most out of the marketing budget, so they outsourced it to fans in such an offbeat manner, and it's so off-putting. That's why I'm a bit less taken back by the web events for not being good, since we're not actually doing any work. But these people are putting in so many hours of their time for these projects, I feel so bad. There's so much that goes into these, and most of these players won't even receive a dime as thanks for their time and effort. I'm shocked that there's not even a consolation prize for anyone that enters the contest. Like, it doesn't even have to be Primo Gems. Like, you can't even give them a custom artist emblem to commemorate the occasion, or some sort of special artist skin for Traveler or Amber just to celebrate the occasion and say thank you. There was so much time to plan for this, and it just feels half-assed. There's gonna be so many people that end up getting shafted by this, it's a shame. But if you thought those art celebration events were an embarrassment to the game, let's not forget the actual anniversary rewards themselves. Most players are actually not going to know about the web events at all, but these will affect everyone. There's one thing that every gacha game does for their anniversaries, and that's dish out mad rewards to players as a way to say thank you for playing our game. As of right now, roughly a few days before the actual anniversary commences, all players are going to be given 10 intertwined fates upon logging into the game for an entire week straight. And, let me check my notes real quick. Oh, that's right. That's it. That's all we're getting. Remember Lantern Rite from Chinese New Year? Yeah, we got those same rewards. And a Leeway 4-star of choice. This time, we don't even get the 4-star. Now there's still some time until the anniversary comes, so there's a chance that they unveil a ton of special goodies and events in a few days, and there's always a chance that they hold an event after the anniversary as well. But those games also tend to do pre-game stuff and give players stuff like the week and weeks before, and Mihoyo hasn't done that at all, so I'm not too optimistic about this. Lantern Rite is the best thing we've ever had, but it was only 10 pulls and a 4-star. It only seems great because it's the best thing we've ever gotten at that point, and in reality, it wasn't even that good. You may or may not have seen what other gacha games have done for their anniversaries. One game gave out 100 rolls, some do a free 10 pull a day for the entire week of the event, and some do select your own 5-star tickets, among other things. The list goes on. I've also mentioned this before, but I think I really need to stress this more than ever now, that I literally own more 5-stars and other gacha games on my phone that I don't even play. I get more rolls from those games' login bonuses than I do from actually playing Genshin Impact and buying a Welkin Moon every single month. Look, I need to get my rolls somewhere since Mihoyo isn't giving me them. Genshin is far and away the stingiest game that I have ever played in my life. And this even stems as far back as the first month of the game. Remember when they nerfed rerolling? Oh, you want to start the game out with a free 5-star? How about we make your life hell if you want to do that? Jump through these hoops and waste half an hour of your life just for a 0.6% chance to maybe get what you want. Mihoyo is giving us scraps and crumbs because they can. No other game on the market even comes close in terms of competition, so they know we won't leave anytime soon. It's sad, but it's true. If you quit Genshin today, what other game are you going to play next that fills the niche that Genshin did? You would just end up playing a different genre of game. And I say that because that would also be my option too. Are there any other free-to-play open-world action RPGs with cross-platform integration that are on the market yet? No. Maybe one day we'll get a decent competitor, but for now, we're stuck with what we have. That's it. Dead by Daylight is also in a similar spot with holding market monopoly for a niche. That game is in such a bad state with a ton of issues that will never get fixed, and the players can't leave for anything else because there is no other game like it on the market. Same with Genshin. It gets away with so much because there's no other competition. When I bash Mihoyo for their stinginess, it's not just about shafting free-to-play players. This affects everyone, from low spenders like Welkin and Battle Pass supporters, and even some median spenders get hit too. And they support this game financially, so you can't use the free argument. The biggest rebuttal people have towards free-to-play players asking for better login bonuses and actual good rewards is that they don't support the game. Then what about the people spending $5 to $10 a month? Do they deserve to get screwed too because they don't spend hundreds every month? How is that fair? Being stingy goes down the whole chain and it affects everyone in some way. I've seen other games do half-year anniversaries, after the anniversary events, before the anniversary events, everything in between, with plenty of great sales and deals for free-to-play and spending players. I bet you Mihoyo isn't going to do any of that. I made a comment on stream months ago, but it's still true. Mihoyo has never ever done a sale on Genesis crystals in the history of the game. All we've ever gotten is one crystal top-up refresh. And with every new character costing roughly $100 to $200 each due to the bad rates, the lack of any good rewards ever looks worse and worse, especially as more time goes by. This is a billion-dollar company that's begun to behave like Activision and EA. They aren't listening to anyone, and they seem to be more focused on improving profit margins than the quality of the game and experience for players. From a business standpoint, it makes sense though. But the flaw in their logic is that it ignores the human or psychological aspect. If these patterns by Mihoyo continue, and they continue to spit in players' faces, then they're gonna quit. And they aren't just gonna stop promoting your game. People will damage its reputation from word of mouth. People remember these things. Do you guys remember that EA debacle from years ago? Apart from a couple franchise games, they've become a meme in the gaming industry. Do you remember that loot box debacle from Call of Duty? Well, guess what? After players spoke with their wallets, Call of Duty has never since added another loot box system. When players speak up, usually with their wallets, it works. It is a bit ironic though, because they seem to think that giving no rolls as incentives to people gets them to spend, but in reality, actually giving people samples is what gets them addicted. There's a reason why dealers and casinos give new potential customers free money and free samples. The point is to get them hooked on the product so they spend their own money. You know what doesn't get people to spend money? Giving them nothing. Slapping them in the face and making them do your own work for free isn't helping the case. It's a complete joke, and it sets a horrible precedent for the future. What's next? A video contest for whoever makes the best YouTube video promoting Genshin Impact? Oh boy, I hope I can make a video that wins me a new mouse. Awesome. If they want to be stingy with intertwined fates, then I get that. That's what's making the game money right now. But why can't they also flood players with standard fates? There hasn't been a new character or weapon in a whole calendar year. I've seen some other pretty good alternative solutions out there that people have on improving the rewards, but I can't see us getting a choose your own 5-star ticket or choose your own free constellation of choice. That's easily over $100 lost per player, and if Mihoyo has never even had 1% of that generosity ever prior to now, I can't see them changing that. Really, there's only a couple alternatives I see that fit the middle ground. One is, as I said earlier, a free welcome for everyone, preferably for the web event. They could also do a choice of any 4-star to at least match a lantern right. A choice of any weapon, 5-star, 4-star preferably. I don't know quite how that could work, but a weapon would be nice as well. Free standard banner fates, as I was alluding to earlier, preferably a 10 pull a day, which means roughly every player should get a 5-star or close to one from pity after logging in for a week. Since at this point a lot of players have the standard banner stuff just from mulling on weapon banners and character banners over time, and no one is wailing on these anymore, so you can just hand these out like candy. Or, and I'd be really okay with this, a special skin, calling card, and or pet for everyone to commemorate the 1-year anniversary. Just something special and cosmetic, so that way we can have it and remember the special time in the game. But we can't even get that right now. Look, I know I'm only just a small minnow in a large ocean. As a small content creator, no one is going to listen to me, and I don't really expect anyone from Mihoyo to ever see this. But I just hope that I can help spread the word of this to a few of you who spread it to others and you keep the chain going. The only way we'll ever get change is if we continue to speak up about issues. And not just for me speaking up, but if everyone speaks up and says something, eventually people from the Chinese community will catch on, and then Mihoyo might see it, because I think we all know Mihoyo doesn't ever look at global. This is a rant that I've been holding back for months because I kept hoping that we'd get some sort of change, but we haven't in a year. So hopefully Mihoyo finally learns that their actions and decisions are not okay. I sure as hell hope that in a few weeks I am super duper wrong, but if history is anything to go by, then I'm not optimistic. I wasn't even able to tackle some of the other issues that I really want to talk about because this video would be way too long, so I'll save them for another day. Hopefully, this video raises some awareness in the community and I'm not too late, and Mihoyo sees this as a wake-up call. Please drop a like if you also feel the same way and you feel the game is in need of some major change. I'm Sylph, and hopefully you have an awesome day, guys. Peace out.